Welcome, everybody. Today in this session, I'm very excited to talk about what we are working on at Harness and how we can continue to simplify software delivery for all of you. Before I start, a little bit about myself. I'm CEO and co-founder at Harness, but I'm also a software engineer and a DevOps practitioner. I've been in the trenches building complex software systems, operating and scaling them, and I've gone through the struggles of running these systems like most of you here. And my another passion is to really help software engineers like us get better at our craft and bring the right tools. I was previously founder at AppDynamics, which was a monitoring and troubleshooting platform so that we could make that easier for software engineers. We started Harness with two goals. How do we simplify and scale software delivery for everyone? Software delivery is painful. I saw it firsthand at AppDynamics myself. I saw it from a lot of customers, and people in the industry that I've always worked with. And we wanted to simplify that. Our goal, was to reduce all of the struggle that people have with CI/CD, DevOps, getting software delivery to the right level. And the goal we set for ourselves was, can we get everyone to get shit done similar to how the best technology companies with the most sophisticated technology infrastructure like Google and Facebook would do? How can we get everyone to the same level of sophistication and tooling, that these kind of companies would have? And what would it take to get, to make that happen, right? I'm very proud to say that we have made amazing progress towards that goal in the last few years as we introduce our product in the market. We have hundreds of organizations using Harness to manage their software delivery processes. Some of the biggest brands in the world are using Harness for continuous delivery and continuous integration and continuous efficiency. Companies like NCR to Vodafone to Red Bull to Cisco to Charles Schwab, Priceline.com, 3M. We have helped all these companies significantly improving their software delivery processes by bringing simple automation that help them accelerate their time to ship new innovations. We have made the software engineers much more productive. We have helped improve their experiences. We have also created better quality and reliability for the consumers of these companies through a better, streamlined, more intelligent software delivery process. So I'm very, very proud and thrilled that we were able to make all this difference to our customers in a very short period of time. Our product, when we look at our product, with the goal we have always looked at, starting from a blank slate, the goal of a software delivery system is to reduce all friction, from when a developer writes code to when the code gets in the hand of the consumer. And that's really what we looked at Harness, like, how do we go and systematically make this process simpler and simpler and simpler and more intelligent and scalable and as we go, right? So the very first module that we introduced in the market was continuous delivery. Because we picked continuous delivery because we thought that's where the biggest pain is, that people are really struggling. All the continuous delivery scripting and tooling was done through massive amounts of, just manual scripting work. People were struggling to move to the cloud, move to Kubernetes, move to containers because continuous delivery was becoming a big part of the bottleneck. So we brought in a lot of exciting innovations to deliver our continuous delivery module to the market, a few years ago now. The second problem that we tackled from there was, once we automate the CD pipelines and create a lot of simplicity, how do we ensure that, that nothing is being broken for your consumers as you deploy things, right? So we introduced our second module, continuous verification, which was really about bringing data from the systems that you have, your monitoring systems, testing systems, logging systems, security systems, and create a very powerful machine learning on a layer on top of that to figure out what's the normal behavior of your different applications, different microservices, different pieces of your code, and bring that data to drive intelligence in the continuous delivery process to verify if the deployments are working or not. And that offering has been very popular, among our customers. We have hundreds and hundreds of customers, using our continuous verification to ensure nothing goes wrong in their applications. Early this year, we introduced our third module called continuous efficiency. Our continuous efficiency module is really about rethinking how do you bring management of cloud cost inside the software delivery process. Because once you move into a public cloud, the cloud cost is a big factor in the software delivery lifecycle, and it's a new concept that developers and software delivery engineers didn't really have to worry about infrastructure cost to the level that they had to before, but now they do. And we wanted to bring that all of the visibility and control and governance around cloud cost in the CI/CD and in the process itself. So that's our third module, which we launched early this summer. And then our latest module, continuous integration, we announced in August. We announced acquisition of a really popular cloud native, container native continuous integration project called Drone. And we got Drone into the Harness platform, into the Harness family, to start completing our offering and use that as a foundation for next generation continuous integration as well. We committed to keeping Drone completely open source and to completely keep nurturing the open source community around it, and will continue to do so. So our goal at Harness is to really deliver to the market this next generation of software delivery system. The first generation of software delivery system was about filing tickets with an ops team, and ops team will do the deployments for you. The second generation of software delivery systems was writing a lot of scripts to automate your deployments, and you will hire DevOps teams and DevOps engineers, and they will do all the automation based on scripts to help you scale with deployments. And that generation 2 start breaking as we over the last 3 to 5 years. Our goal at Harness is to take it to the next level with this intelligent software delivery systems that are designed as self-service software delivery for developers with a lot of intelligence in these systems. And when we look at where we are going with Harness, we really want to keep working towards that mission. Keep adding more and more innovations and more modules so that we have a comprehensive software delivery platform with all the modules that you would need, and where we can push the edge of innovation to the next level for the entire industry. As we build this platform, there are 4 key facets of this that we have set as kind of our guiding principles. Number 1 is about the ability for the users to focus on what and not how. That when they use our software delivery system, they should be able to define what they want to achieve out of it, instead of focusing on how they want to achieve all of that. That is our job in the platform, to automatically do all the how part of it, and the developers and the software engineering team, they should be able to focus on defining the what and modeling the software delivery processes, in a simple YAML interface or a visual interface. But that's been a key guiding principle for how we engineer everything in our platform. The second guiding principle for us has been about bringing intelligent decisions on top of data that you would have. Historically, the software delivery flows have been very decoupled from the data systems that you have. Your data that you have in your monitoring systems and logging systems and quality logs and security scanning logs and user experience data. All of that is very decoupled from your deployment scripting and tooling and software delivery systems. And our key guiding principle has been that the next level of intelligent software delivery platforms have to bring in all of this data and bring in a layer of intelligence to drive intelligent decisions in the delivery cycle. Our third guiding principle has been the focus on developer experience. That everything that we do in the platform has to significantly improve the developer experience, and so that developers can just use these software delivery systems in a scalable way themselves. That includes making it easier for developers to build pipelines, to have the kind of the familiar experience that they have from GitOps and everything that the developers expect. Fourth guiding principle for us as we build our platform has been about embedding guide rails in delivery systems. That you want software engineers and developers to have freedom and flexibility to move fast and do everything they can as fast as possible, but within the constraints of the organizational guide rails you want to achieve in terms of governance and security and cost efficiency, and after that you give all the freedom to the developers. So as we continue to evolve the Harness platform, these are the four key guiding principles that we set for ourselves, for our platform. Our team has been hard at work. We take a lot of pride in bringing a lot of new innovation to this space. A lot of new concepts that we introduced to the market. Were the first time in the market, the concept of continuous verification, bringing intelligence and machine learning to your deployment process. The concept of continuous efficiency, which is you bring in cost management and efficiency to your delivery pipelines. And we continue to ask our engineering team to push the bar on innovation. Like, what can we do to really push the envelope here? Can we bring in the right kind of capabilities to make software delivery simpler and easier for everyone? And our team has been working hard, and I have a lot of exciting things to announce today, a lot of exciting things to talk about what we're working on. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the next generation experience of our continuous delivery module. We have been hard at work in rethinking what the next generation experience could look like as we look at for the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and can we take continuous delivery to even a different level than what we have been able to provide to so far to the industry. There are few key elements of this next generation experience that we are about to launch. Number one is making it completely self-service for development teams. If you have a large organization with thousands of developers, can we make it that each of the different development teams can independently, separately get all the value from a modern software delivery system? Can they have independence? Can they manage their resources, their cloud accounts, to their secrets, to their whatever they would need in a much more independent way, so we can have a bit more decentralized DevOps, where the dev teams get more and more responsible for their system. So that's a key part of the experience that we are building for different dev teams to be able to onboard themselves independently. That includes a lot of work that we're putting into how do we simplify even more building of pipelines. That can we make it possible that everyone can build very complex pipelines in 15 minutes. So we are bringing in templates for common practices, very simple visual builder that someone can go through to make pipeline creation extremely easy. We are bringing our pipeline as code and GitOps to a completely different level. So we are putting a lot of investment as part of our next generation experience into that. We have a built-in YAML editor with a schema validation, so people cannot make mistakes as they create these pipeline YAMLs very fast. It's out of the box integrations with the different IDs, so you can edit these YAML files from different IDs and with the schema validation, etc. You can control and change your pipelines through a PR process and Git commits, very similar to how you will do for rest of your code. So there's a lot of exciting improvements and innovation on that front that we're bringing. We're completely expanding our template library. That everything in our system could be very easily parameterized now with and you can share pipeline templates and service templates and infrastructure templates between different teams quite easily, so that we can drive this kind of reusability element even to the next level. And then finally, I'm very excited to talk about what we are also introducing our CD next generation experience is flexible OPA-based pipeline governance. OPA is Open Policy Agent getting getting a lot of popularity among the DevOps and developer community. And we are making it really easy for you to define your pipeline governance rules with the OPA policies, around security gates, segregation of roles and responsibilities, checksums, naming convention of something, anything that you want to enforce from a governance perspective. We wanted to make it really easy, but very, very flexible. So we'll ship with a lot of out-of-the-box policies, but we will make it very flexible for you to create your own. So very, very exciting, capability here. We're going to have a deep dive session this afternoon with our product management team, our CD next generation, and I will strongly encourage sign up for it and learn more on what are we doing there. We'll see a live demo of the work. Feel free to ask a lot of questions, and we'll be excited to have you there. Let me talk about our second key area that we have been working on, and I'm very excited to announce today, is the next generation experience for our continuous verification. Our continuous verification, as many of you know, is we started that with the concept of how do we verify deployments. People are struggling with verifying deployments even when you have all of this data sitting there. So we introduced the concept of a sort of ML-based model that's pulling in data from your monitoring systems like Datadog and AppDynamics and Splunk and Elastic, and creating this model of what is normal about something, so that you could de-risk deployments by analyzing if its deployment is causing some abnormal kind of behavior, right? So in our CD next generation experience, we are expanding that beyond deployments to all kind of changes. So now we'll automatically detect not just deployments, but changes that are happening, like a configuration change. Someone went and made a change in your Kubernetes cluster configuration, or a workload configuration somewhere, or someone made a change in your AWS settings of some kind that might be causing some kind of challenges. So we are expanding our continuous verification technology and module to go and detect changes of all kinds and analyze if those changes are making any impact or not. So what this module now will evolve into is for us as this kind of a layer that's consuming the metrics and logs from all your different monitoring systems, but it's also consuming all the change events that are happening. And now you can also integrate not just with the harness CD pipelines, but also any other CD pipelines or any other systems that you would have where you want to, that would trigger a change, and then you want to verify if there's an impact of that change on performance and quality and security or anything like that. That can easily be done through the harness CD next generation module as that will be available now. It's really simplifying the onboarding experience. That the developers and the DevOps team, they should be able to connect very quickly into all the monitoring systems they have. They should be able to connect into their Kubernetes clusters, cloud accounts, and start listening for change events. And they should be able to get up and running in a matter of minutes. We're also introducing a lot of analytics that is built in around, what's the impact of different changes, which teams are making changes more often, what kind of changes are these? Are these deployments or config changes or infrastructure changes? What is the change failure rate? What is the mean time to recovery? Which teams are getting better at it? Which teams are not? So that you have all of this data at your fingertips around change impact of what's happening in your DevOps and software delivery systems. So a lot of exciting stuff happening on our continuous verification front. We also have a deep dive session in the afternoon from our product management team, and we'll show you what they've been working on and field any questions about next generation of CV. The next thing I want to talk about is our new module, continuous efficiency. We launched this module in June 2020. And the reason we launched and created this module was to really rethink how people manage cloud costs, and how can we bring the management, visibility, control of cloud costs into the software delivery pipeline itself to the developers and the DevOps teams. So they are not waiting for someone in financial ops or someone in management to tell them a month later when the cloud bill increases, that what happened, why did the cloud bill increase, what changed, and they're troubleshooting it and they're firefighting. And something that we saw all the time. Like I saw that, in my previous company, AppDynamics, I saw that at Harness itself, and how we manage our operations. And we thought it's time to rethink that. And the way to solve this problem is by giving it that visibility and control to the developers in the language that they understand. Developers understand the language of applications and microservices and their environments, dev, QA, production, what namespaces and workloads in their Kubernetes clusters, deployments that they're making, they're doing a new deployment. Does it increase the cloud cost and create something? They're making a change, what's doing it, and doing all of this without any kind of tagging. No one likes tagging, and tagging doesn't really work. It's always inaccurate, it's always incomplete. So that's the core innovations we brought in a different kind of thinking on it. We have been in the market, helping our customers with this module for the last 3-4 months, and it's been tremendously successful. We have already helped many of our customers save like hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars by creating this kind of visibility to the dev teams that didn't really exist before. The dev teams can, optimizing a Kubernetes cluster or changing some, setting your workloads, properly. All of those things can make a very material impact on your cloud cost. But developers can't do it if they don't know what to do or they don't know what is really happening. So that's been the core of this module for us. We introduced the concept of very easy correlation of cost and the different events that are happening. If a deployment happening, you should be able to know in a matter of minutes or hours what is the cost impact of it, not wait for 30 days for the next cloud bill, let's say, right? Then we also introduced the concept of cost recommendations, that we could automatically, intelligently make recommendations on what kind of settings you could do, how can you optimize different workloads, how can you save money by doing these things, right? But we're going to continue to expand this heavily, where we are today, the visibility inside services, infrastructure, everything that developers care about. And then we have brought in optimization, recommendations, and ability for engineering teams to manage cloud cost, as through budgets as part of your CI/CD processes. But we are going to be expanding the capabilities here, and you will see much more on the continuous efficiency front coming from us in the next in the next 6 to 12 months. We are expanding the budgets to be more flexible. We are adding more and more recommendations. We are creating more and more optimization logic. We are creating a lot of flexibility around dashboards and reports, where you can along any dimensions you would want to report data on. And then finally, we are also working on a project that we'll talk more about in the next 3-4 months. It's called Project Lightning internally. It's about bringing very smart automation to cloud cost. Like, as we consider the 3 legs of it is we provide you visibility inside cloud cost, we create recommendations for developers. And then the next thing we want to go is to, can we now automate? Can we automatically manage your cost much more? Can we be smart about understanding where you have dev resources and QA resources that are unused, or where you can optimize your production clusters to save some cost? And a lot of that intelligent automation based on the data that that we would gather from all other aspects of our platform will start coming in our continuous efficiency. So stay tuned for those. Please join our afternoon session from the product management team, which will be a deep dive on what are we doing on continuous efficiency. The team will show you a demo, and it's the product is available for you to sign up and use on our website. And I'll strongly encourage you to do that. You can start saving some cloud dollars almost right away. A lot of exciting work that's going on, but we continue to as we expand our footprint of where we can make software delivery much better. The area that we have started to look at is continuous integration. And I've talked about our integration of Drone. Drone is a popular among the best, among the simplest cloud native, container native continuous integration project. We brought Drone to the Harness family in August of this year. And we committed that drone will remain completely open source. We'll continue to invest heavily in drone and the drone community. But what we wanted from there was to use drone as a foundation to build out a lot of new exciting innovations on top of that, which will be part of our Harness CI Enterprise Edition. Drone will remain the Harness CI Community Edition, free of cost, and then our Harness CI Enterprise Edition will have these new innovative capabilities that will also be bringing to the market. So I'm very excited to introduce beta of our Harness CI Enterprise. It's a really different kind of CI. It's nothing like what people expect from CI. The primary difference is bringing intelligence to CI. CI has really not been intelligent at all for quite a long time. Like, you set up your pipelines, you set up your build processes and your test jobs or whatnot, and you run them, and that's it, right? But you have so much of the data that's sitting there that you can drive a lot of intelligence to optimize your build processes, your test processes. So the Harness CI is going to be the first product really that will have the intelligence of knowing how do you make your build cycle shorter, how do you use machine learning to reduce your test cycles, how do you eliminate waste, and we are really, really excited about it. This is very similar to what we did for CD. That when we thought of CD from the first principles perspective, we always thought bringing data and intelligence has to be the core of simplifying continuous delivery challenges. And now when we look at building and testing, we look at the same thing, that bringing data and intelligence has to be how we bring building and testing to a different level and create a lot of new innovations for the industry. So one of the core capabilities that we are introducing is this a concept of test cycle optimization, which really it's about automatically prioritizing your tests that are likely to fail, so you can uncover quality issues. Using machine learning to understand the order of testing. Using machine learning to identify negative trends, provide actionable insights around those. Using ML to identify gaps in a test plan and highlight the code that was not covered as part of when you ran things, identify flaky test, and kind of manage them through the test cycle. A lot of exciting innovations that we are bringing based on machine learning and intelligence on top of, the test history and the data that you would have. And we'll love to talk to you more about in our deep dive session later today about it. We are introducing a lot of optimizations to reduce the build runtime. You have, from optimizations on, how do you run more and more steps in parallel, caching, about, Docker image optimizations. No one wants slower builds. So we're putting a lot of intelligence in reducing the build time and bringing a lot of optimizations there. Very seamless Git integration, making it very, very easy for developers to get going. Pipeline as code and GitOps, very similar to what we'll have in our CD next generation experience, with a very built-in powerful schema editors, the PR and Git commit process for your CI pipelines, and a very beautiful graphical interface, so developers have the best experience as they are managing and building and looking at the outcomes of their continuous integration pipelines. So very exciting, new offering from us. Our team has been working hard on it, and I'm really, really thrilled on what we have been able to deliver. Again, we have a deep dive session with our product management team later in the afternoon. They'll also show a live demo of our CI enterprise capabilities that I talked about. Please join our session. I assure you will come away very, very impressed. A lot of things that we have been working on, right? So it's, and when I look at how we continue to expand the scope of our platform to bring more of these innovations to to you as the developer and the DevOps community, we looked at, we also look at the challenge that we face ourselves. And we looked at we were struggling with getting, managing feature flags in sort of the next level of intelligent kind of manner. As you know, feature flags are about, you turn on feature, you put something in the code where you say if this flag is on, do X, if the flag is off, do Y, and you can control who gets to see what part of your capabilities. So feature flags are awesome. It does simplify your release processes, enable continuous delivery, enable single trunk development, your feature velocity is higher. But it can create a lot of challenges. You get the feature flag explosion, if you don't have the right guide rails. One of the things that we saw, and it happened to us at Harness, like, when, let's say you have a feature in the off state, the feature flag in the off state went through our CI/CD pipelines with all kind of testing and all kind of validation and verification. But that feature flag to be in the on state skipped the pipeline. All the testing and validation and everything that happens in an intelligent CI/CD pipeline, that was completely skipped, and that caused a production issue for us. And we saw this kind of situation from many of our customers. And the key goal of, as we were building, what we think of how next generation of feature flag management should be, that it has to be very deeply integrated with your continuous delivery pipelines. So you should not treat rollout of a feature flag to be any more different than how do you roll out things in a continuous delivery pipeline. A lot of the safeguards and governance and risk management on quality and performance and security has to come to that as well, right? So that's our Harness continuous features. We are announcing the beta of it. Please, if you're interested, please sign up for for our beta program around it. The key elements of this module, number one is get started in minutes. We are making it really, really easy. Very easy developer experience with a lot of flexible targeting to different users, segments, regions, infrastructure. Very fast rollouts. Either binary flags, multivariate flags, and like audit and change management around all of these that we have. We are making very lot of flexibility around different variations that you could create from your feature flags in a really simple way. You can do this in a UI, or you can also do a completely YAML GitOps experience for these kind of configurations from us. But the areas where we really push the envelope here is bringing very powerful workflows, very similar to what the workflow kind of model that you will have in a complex CD pipeline. We are bringing that to the feature flag itself. Like if you think of a feature flag, you ideally want it to be integrated with your CI part of the pipeline is building and testing the code. Your CD part of the pipeline is deploying through different environments and verifying if the things are working, and then you start rolling out based on a feature flag to say to a number of your users, and you gradually roll out the feature to more and more of your users. All of that should become very seamless. If you want to have governance steps in it, that you want to open a Jira ticket before someone rolls out a feature, you should be able to very easily able to integrate that. All of that workflow enable it to create these as part of the pipelines. That's something that we are introducing, which is very unique and unique for Harness. And then finally, as I said, a key part of our platform principles is how do we bring data and intelligence to simplify things, right? So if you look at feature flags, a lot of times when you're rolling out, say, a new feature flag, or you're rolling out a feature to different users, you want to make sure your performance is good and quality is good and security is good and all sort of things that you need to. And as you know, we have a very, very strong machine learning technology to pull in data from all the different systems and learn what the normal behavior is and detect any kind of anomalies, right? So that's what we do for verifying our deployments. And we are going to bring the same kind of intelligent verification to verify feature flags, and how feature flags will impact your users, how feature flags will impact your consumers. Again, heavily differentiated and very, very unique to Harness. So I'm very excited to announce this product in beta today. We have a deep dive session in the afternoon on Harness continuous features. I'll strongly encourage go and please join that session and learn more about it. If you're interested in signing up for the beta, let our product management team know, and we'll put you on the short list. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about here, as we are building all of these innovations, one of the things as a company that we are going to be committing more and more over the next 6 to 12 months, and you will hear more and more from us, is our increased commitment to open source. As I talked about the drone acquisition that we brought into the Harness platform, which is a large open source community. We are committed to keep drone completely open source, and will and to keep bringing more and more things to that community. But also, we are, over the next 6 to 12 months, will be making many other parts of our product and platform open source. And as we go forward, we look at our goal is to help the developer and DevOps community have the best DevOps and software delivery solutions, and we want to bring the community more and more involved with Harness. So you will see more and more of that. Stay tuned over the next 6 to 12 months as we continue to open more and more elements of our platform to the open source community. We'll also be creating a lot of extensibility and openness in our platform, where people can extend it. Like, as the developer community outside of Harness can keep extending our platform, can build modules and build plugins and build extensibility, and that is something also you'll see from us coming in the next 6 to 12 months. A lot of exciting things, as you can see. We continue to push the envelope on innovation. We continue to challenge ourselves on how do we bring the best possible experience to the software engineering community when it comes to software delivery. And our team is hard at work to make that happen, and will continue to innovate for you. So you heard a lot of exciting new things today. Our Harness continuous delivery next generation, which is focused on simplified developer experience, much more expanded GitOps and pipeline as code, OPA-based pipeline governance, very, very simple onboarding. You heard about our next generation continuous verification experience, which is focused on expanding our verification and ML technology to not just verify deployments, but detect and verify any other change events. We are really simplifying the onboarding experience for developers, and we're creating a lot of analytics around how changes impact your systems. I also talked about our continuous integration enterprise module, where we are really bringing data and intelligence and machine learning to make your build and test cycle more efficient and more smarter. And really, really thrilled about this product. Some really, really groundbreaking innovations, and I feel very confident that a few years from now we'll be able to change the tone of how continuous integration is done in a much more smarter, intelligent way. I talked about our latest new module, continuous features, which we announced the beta of it. Again, the same theme, that how can we bring data and intelligence? How can we to make feature flag management and rollout much more simpler, but also much more integrated into your CI/CD lifecycle. I talked about our continuous efficiency module that we launched in June. How we continue to expand it. There are a lot of more capabilities coming into it. We are we have already helped a lot of our customers save a lot of cost, but we want to continue to invest heavily in that product, and you will see a lot more capabilities coming in the next 6 to 12 months. And then finally, I talked about our open source commitment. That from Harness, our drone was our, bringing drone to the Harness family was our big push in open source, but we are very committed to, getting more and more involved and making more and more parts of our platform open source over the next 6 to 12 months. We have deeper sessions on each of these things that I talked about. I know it was a lot. I'm thrilled and excited. This is my passion. I like to find ways for us to push the innovation bar to bring the best software engineering, software delivery tooling to the practitioner community. And I cannot be more thrilled about what we have been able to bring to you in the last 6 to 12 months, and what we are going to bring to you in the next 6 to 12 months. So please join our deeper dive sessions and demos with our product management team to learn more. Thank you, everyone.